Now, you'll all know Darren has been a star of this show since day one. So there was some exciting news today. It's been announced that Darren will be hosting his own show on GB News on Saturdays and Sundays in the new year called Real Britain. So Darren, congratulations. What is Real Britain to you? And tell me about this new show.
Thank you very much. Listen, I think Real Britain to me, if you compare GB News to Brexit, I think you can easily make a good comparison, because if you think about Brexit, Dan, we were told that it was never going to happen, right? That you could never ever compete against every organisation with an acronym, every establishment political figure and well-moneyed elites, and actually win. But we did win. And similarly, I think GB News is told that it can't compete against established figures like the BBC and Sky, those behemoths, the BBC, of course, having the ultimate anti-competitive privileges. And the money we're all forced to hand over to it as well, of course. But I think it actually can, and it is, and it will. In the same way that some established commentators sneer and roll their eyes at the announcement actually made today, Dan, I think actually this working class, this gay Brexit supporter that, you know, all of those identity checklists that say that I shouldn't have different politics to those that I do actually hold, Dan, I actually think they stand me up in good stead to actually succeed at GB News, and it's the perfect vehicle because I think actually it's given people hope, this channel. It's given people an avenue to have the conversation that you've just had with Nigel Farage, because I tell you what, Dan, they're certainly not having it on Sky News or the BBC.
Indeed, you're very right. When does it start, Darren? Next year?
So next year, early January, it'll start, and then we'll get straight into it. And look, I think I've been listening to Jordan Peterson before I came on air, and he wrote for the Daily Telegraph today on how much he loves Britain. And he was speaking about the world's most precious gifts that we've given the world. The freedom of speech, imagination and thought. And he talks about all of these freedoms that were taken for granted. Similarly, you've been talking about that tonight, Dan. And I actually want to make them front and centre of that show, right? We're going to have a section called You Can't Say That. You know, increasingly we're told that's offensive. And this is a culture that places ideology ahead of even biology, for example. So I want to actually get through.
Well, I can't wait. I think it's going to be brilliant. Looking forward to it, Darren. Give me your Real Britain analysis on the breaking news tonight, this big Tory rebellion in the House of Commons. Darren, what does Real Britain think about this?
Look, I think Real Britain is actually quite scared, to be honest with you. And wouldn't you be, Dan, if you were to exclusively get your news from other outlets? You know, this idea that this mild variant, what we're increasingly seeing is a mild variant, that we need to do all of this window dressing and this rehearsal, I'm afraid, for putting us back into lockdown. Nicola Sturgeon has placed Scotland in greater restrictions. It's a de facto lockdown. They're getting closer to it, Dan, as you well know. They're limiting mixing households to 3 households. That's what they want you to do. And I think we'll end up following suit. I really, really do. But I am heartened, what I will say, to give people optimism, I am really heartened by the size of the rebellion in the Conservative Party, right? Tonight, they have shown that they're willing to actually stand up to Boris Johnson, stand up to a man who they see as their winner, because it wasn't enough tonight, I think, to actually defeat the government. You have to actually terrify them. And, you know, despite that defeat not coming, the government, I have absolutely no doubt, will be terrified by this threat to number 10 when it comes to further restrictions. I think they will realise now you haven't got a hope in hell's chance of passing draconian restrictions that go further than what this Plan B actually says, which I think is a terrible overreaction, Dan. I really, really do.
Darren Grimes, I hope you're right. We cannot have Plan C. We shouldn't even have Plan B. And congratulations again on the new show, Real Britain, which starts on Saturdays and Sundays at 2 p.m, right, Darren? 2 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Must watch. Darren Grimes, thank you so much.